He fell with his family, standing near. A father's love turned into fear. To see him struck, to see that pain. America bleeds, but his truth remains. They cursed his name, they called him wrong, but all he wanted was a place for song. Not to conquer, not to bind, but to open hearts and sharpen minds. He stood for freedom, he stood for speech, for knowledge no tyrant hand could reach. But when the talking breaks, when silence reigns, violence rises and hatred gains. He was an angel, now he's a martyr. Truth was his shield, love was his charter. He gave you a voice, even if opposed, a chance to speak, to stand, to be known. He lived for wisdom, he bled for peace. He prayed the hatred one day would cease.
And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. Charlie carried this like a torch in the storm.
They called him fascist, they mocked his ways, but he dreamed of gentler, brighter days. He never hated, he never lied. He held the truth with stubborn pride. He fought with words, with reason's hand. He loved his family, he loved this land. Even when cursed, he still believed that grace could grow where hearts deceived. He was an angel, now he's a martyr. The flame he sparked only burns harder. He stood for dialogue, he stood for right, for open hearts, for endless light. Though they despised him, his love remained. Even for foes, he bore no shame. What does it matter? The important thing is that in every way, Christ is preached. And because of this, I rejoice. Charlie stood on that joy. I never gave myself to Christ. I live by proof, by reason's life. But I won't lie, I won't pretend. I still believe love wins in the end. If you despised him, at least be kind. Be a brother, a mother, a guide. He knew only wisdom, and truth can save. When words fall silent, we dig our graves. He loved the clash, the search, the test. He gave his voice, he gave his best. He was an angel, now he's a martyr. The blood he gave makes the fire brighter. He loved his children, he loved this land. He spoke with courage, he took his stand. Even if faith is not your way, at least let love have the final say.
Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Charlie lived this love.
This country bleeds, the wound is wide. Crowds cheer death on the other side. No tourniquet large enough to bind. We heal or we break all humankind. He warned us once, he knew it true, that only knowledge can carry us through. When wisdom dies, when words decay, violence speaks in their place to stay. They thought they would silence his voice, his truth, but his death created 1,000 more. And this one, here in the recording booth, still speaks the fire he carried before. He was an angel, now he's a martyr. Not for war, but for something larger. For open dialogue, for every voice, for freedom's cry, for the people's choice. He died for words, he died for peace, but his light will never cease. For to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. He was an angel, now he's a martyr.
We love you, Charlie. May your father be proud that above all, you were his light.